So today we're going to be taping for medial arch support. So for this you will need full width athletic tape. I also have half width on hand, so I'm going to be using that instead of tearing this in half. So this will help with plantar fasciitis, and the idea is you create an anchor along the plantar surface of the foot along their metatarsal phalangeal joints there, and another anchor around the foot. And you basically create loops from joint to joint around to sort of help maintain their foot arch. So first we're going to go over pre-tape evaluation. Have you been taped before?
Yes.
Yes? Would you like to be sprayed? Would you like adhesive spray?
No, it's okay.
No? Alrighty. The next thing we're going to do is check PMS. So for this, okay, can you feel that?
Yes.
Can you wiggle your toes? Alrighty, so the next thing is we do our anchors along the MTP joint around their foot. It's important that you have them sort of stand on the foot afterwards because their foot will sort of splay once you're done the tape job. Once they're weight bearing with it, their foot will spread. So you got to make sure you take that into account. I'm trying to lay this as loosely as I can while still being firm about it. That's a good enough anchor. The next we're going to do is we're going to, hold on, just make sure that's flattened down. We're going to begin by creating a loop around the foot, around the back of their heel. You could put a heel and lace pad here if there's any irritation. However, there's not, so I'm just going to put the tape. You go around. I'm doing this just to protect from all the straps because the straps are going to put pressure. This will spread it out a bit more. So down the other side of the foot, like that. And you pat it down so it's tight to the skin. Okay, now we take our half width and we're going to be actually doing the functional part of the tape job. So for this, you find each MTP joint. So there's 1, there's 2, 3, 4, and 5. And what you're going to be doing is you can do either one of each, or you can go outside, next, and then inward. I'm going to do each joint specifically. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be coming around their foot like this. Looping around. I'm also going to tear it. The idea here also is to create as little crinkles in the tape as you can, because crinkles will lead to blisters. I know I have a few already. But you want to come around the foot like this and meet up at the same joint. And then you're going to do this at every joint. So onward we go. So second one, coming around. Yeah, I told you this one's a long one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be. Second one, we have to do this for all 5. If they require any additional support, you can obviously put more layers of this functional tape, but that is up to the athlete themselves. So same thing, coming around. Rip. So, ta-da. Pat down. Next one. So that's 3 out of 5. Next one you can go the other way if you'd like. It doesn't matter as long as it loops around the foot. You go around, pat down, pat down. And then just hold in place. Last joint, so 5th. Coming across, around their ankle. Okay, tape fell. That's fun. And that's that. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to reapply an anchor. This will help keep the functional part of the tape job intact throughout motion. So just covering where they attach or are attached to the MTP joints and just putting it down like this. And I'm going to have it end on the front of their foot for easy removal. Like this. Ta-da. And that is the end of the tape job. So we would move into sport-specific functional testing. So for this, you get the athlete to stand up. You'd have them stand, see if their foot can splay enough. Can it? Does it feel like it's sort of stopping your foot from spreading?
Yeah.
A little bit?
Yeah.
Is it too much?
No.
No? Okay. As long as it's playable and it doesn't interfere with PMS, which we are going to check. So there. Okay, can you wiggle your toes? Can you wiggle them?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. And then, can you feel that?
Yeah.
Alrighty, PMS clears, so we move on to sport-specific functional testing. What sport do you play?
Soccer.
Okay. So we're going to be going through some sport-specific motions. So for this, we're going to start with movement in one plane. So I just want you to sort of move your ankle around. Any pain with that?
No.
Alrighty. We're also going to have her take steps because plantar fasciitis typically will hurt when the foot spreads. So just take a few steps. Any pain?
No.
Okay. The next thing we're going to move on to is we're going to move to slow multiplane movements that mimic the sport. So for this, we're going to have her go for a kick. That's her planning leg again. So we're going to have her go for a kick. All right. She'd ideally do that 3 times, but for the sake of time, I'm going to have her move on. The next step would be doing that at full game speed, so quicker. Bam. Next, we would work on agility motion. So for this, I'm going to have her do a side shuffle. So again, just coming across and shuffling on her side. Yep. Okay. The next one would be balance related. So we would have her jump 3 times. And
just jump.
Yep, just jump and land. The idea is to test your balance capabilities with that tape job. Next, we would move on to introducing sport equipment, which would involve putting her cleats on, seeing how it feels in the cleats for starters, and the rest of her equipment. And then we would have her run through maybe the agility stuff again, seeing if it's workable in those sort of movements. So, yeah. And then we would move on to introducing balls. So I'd have her take some kicks and do some dribbling potentially. Basically moving down the field with the ball. And then lastly, we would introduce a defender and have her basically deke around a person. And that is the end of the tape job. Thank you very much.